I've been mesmerized by a gift that was given to me this past Christmas by my friend Patience Smith. She sent me a frame, but inside of it was a basket full of flowers that were made from vintage pieces and broken pieces of jewelry. It looks like a basket full of flowers. So I have a fun idea. I want to make one too. I've collected some pieces. She mailed me some other pieces that she had, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. I think it would be a wonderful gift for Mother's Day, and I have a story to tell you too. I bought these on Amazon. They were inexpensive, and I grabbed a 12 by 12 shadow box. That was the main thing that I needed. I needed the space to be able to add the jewels to the canvas, but I didn't want to just do a white background. So I pulled a painting from one of my own canvases and cut it out in just the right shape in the 12 by 12, and I decided that way I would personalize it even more. So I trimmed it to fit exactly right and grabbed my hot glue gun and placed my canvas on top of the backing so I could add a pop of color behind my own basket of flowers. Pretty much the only memory I have from my great-grandmother Bivens is that she had a chest. And I don't know if it was large or a jewelry box, but in my mind, Grandmother Bivens had a large treasure chest covered with vintage jewelry. There wasn't much in her home, but I do remember at age 3 or 4, this vision of a sparkly chest of jewels covered at the foot of her bed. I had never seen anything like it. It had stuck with me all of these years. And when I saw this gift that my friend Patience sent me, I decided, yeah, this is going to be inspired by Grandmother Bivens, my great-grandmother on my mom's side. So I went onto Etsy and I actually bought some broken pieces and vintage pieces in bulk from a website there. And then I didn't really get all that I wanted. It was kind of mixed matchy and some of the pieces just didn't have enough color. So I was telling Patience what I was going to do, and she said, "Girl, I've got plenty. Let me send you a box." So as Patience does, she's just that kind of friend. She loaded up a box full of jewelry with a lot more color and shipped it right to me. So then I just laid everything out on my table and started piecing things together. I tried one way and went, I kept being drawn to this triple layer of pearls, the green here, and decided that would be the frame for my basket. So maybe you have some pieces that you inherited from a grandparent or a mom or a sister, and you don't wear these pieces, but you don't want to get rid of them either. And I feel like we all have a space in our jewelry box full of jewelry that we're not using anymore, but we are definitely not going to be throwing it away. So what if we took all of the pieces and put it together and created some artwork? I love this textured piece of canvas behind it because this is something that I made using a texture medium. And so I didn't really want to compete with the basket, but I also wanted to add a pop of color. So I thought it would be a really great way. And I know I have a box of Grandma Janita's jewelry, and I'm thinking I might make another one. And maybe that would be a good gift for my aunt this year for Christmas, or for maybe one of my cousins who would really appreciate finding that treasure as well, because I feel like that's kind of what it is. Making it in a way that it feels special and kind of bringing the jewelry back into existence. And these pearls, aren't they cool? This was actually Matt's idea when he was filming, and he said, just twist them around, create a really solid surface for your basket and then just shoot some of that glue straight down in there. It worked out perfectly. And then all I have to do is just start building the layers of flowers on top of that. And I was lucky enough to have a butterfly piece. It was a pin. It had a few stones missing, but I was really happy to have that too. I don't have any idea who owns that chest and who inherited it. My mom said she thinks it's one of her cousins. But as a little girl, like I said, I was 3 or 4, it really left an impression with me because now at 47, here I am building pieces and thinking about a woman that I never even spent any time with. But as a great-grandmother, I was so curious about how she had gathered all of those pieces and collected them. And my guess is there were probably some buttons on there as well. But I've always been mesmerized by the sparkle. Her home didn't have very much in it. She lived out way in the country on some farmland. But here was this random chest that she had done, and it always made me think about what the stories were behind each piece. Where were they worn? Who wore them? Why did they buy them? And if all of those pieces belonged to Grandma Bivens, why wasn't she wearing them? Why weren't they on her arm, around her neck, or on her ears? I don't know. I'll never know. But I got really happy when all of this started coming together. And although I don't know who wore this jewelry, none of this was sentimental to me. I have a feeling I'll recreate this one of these days when my collection of vintage jewelry grows that has some sentimental value to it. So I just grabbed the top of the shadow box, put it all back together. Guess what? Nothing fell. I had used plenty of glue and nothing was falling, so I put it all back together, took it out to the sunshine and watched the light dance off all of the gems. And since I love things that sparkle and shine and lots of color, I'm just going to hang this right here in my office so I can pass by it every single day. If you've done a similar project like this, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas as well.